yeah. There went a turtle off that log.
It was a pretty picture.
Beautiful. We're fording Gunstocker Creek.
Yeah. They said our county will go to that road right there, and your county will go from that road on. But that's how come, of course, they come along later and built roads, you know, and built them where they wanted them.
This is the original Trail of Tears in now.
I hear this is the only road, well, it wasn't the only road going east and west, but it was the road going east, the main road going
They
east.
took them down there to Blythe Ferry where they crossed at.
Yeah.
Narrow and long.
It could have been a storage building.
Well, then you got some going right there.
Yeah.
Then I saw some right over there. See, that's going out that way.
Yeah. But there's some.
You put it all together, it's pretty big, but this was just narrow and long.
Yeah. And we go right down there to it. I don't know where we climb that hill back.
Hey, welcome back to the Weekly Word. We're just out here on Mr. Hoyt Stokes' property, and we've been, we've walked quite a bit today. We walked on the old road down through here that was the original main drag that the Cherokee would use, the literal Trail of Tears, because the highway wasn't where they are now. And, well, what else we seen in here?
Well, we've seen that old bridge down there that's probably 200-year-old with hand-carved rocks that was actually by hand, no tools.
Probably carved, chiseled out right on the side here, I'd say.
Yeah, beautiful rocks.
Would be easy to make a bridge back there today with the rock work still right in place.
And it ain't like it's going to fall because it's there, ain't it? But we, this is an old farm that was here in the 1800s. People lived on it. It had a stagecoach layover house. It was a big two-story house, they tell me. Of course, I wasn't around back then. But they tell me it was a big two-story house, and people traveling from Cleveland to Dayton would stay all night here and feed their horses and go on to Dayton, because horses just go so far. And so it's been part of history, we know, for 200 years. And it's a beautiful wooded area. And pleasant to be back here.
And we've looked at the old house site here, some of the rocks and foundations and old well and outbuilding foundations. And you taught me something new today. We did a 3-part series on the old Copper Road from Copper Hill to Cleveland, 1860s and a few years after that. But you've informed me that part of the copper didn't get on the railroad in Cleveland. What did they came right through here? What did they do?
They went to Dayton. They come through here, stayed all night, went to Dayton, and they had a mill in Dayton where they molded the dirt into copper.
They're getting more copper out of the tailings, I guess, in Dayton over there.
They got the iron ore out of the Dayton mountain and made iron out of it. And so they had a reason to have a mill over there. And of course, there's a constant flow of wagons from Copper Hill to Cleveland, and another constant flow of wagons from Copper Hill to Dayton, because they had all the copper dirt you could ask for back in those days.
And you thought this might have been one of the places that they stayed over between Cleveland and Dayton?
I was told by people that really studies the history of the past that that's what this layover house was, not just for people traveling, like if you was on a stagecoach going to Cleveland, a stagecoach going to Dayton, they stayed here. But the main thing was the copper wagons. There was so many of them.
And that makes a lot of sense, because when we were getting ready for the Copper Road and learning everything we could, halfway between Copper Hill and Cleveland, they had a stayover place on that side. They called the halfway house. I don't know what they called this one, but it may have been like the halfway house on the other side of the route between Cleveland and Dayton. So
I never heard what it was called. Nobody's ever told me what it was called. But on this farm here, which we won't see because it's too hard to get to, they had a water wheel turn grist mill. And that was, you got to have water to do that, and that's about the only one in the whole area. I'm talking about for miles, because of the amount of water that's in the creek. It would turn the wheel that grind the corn. But this whole farm is a big piece of history.
Big, just layers of history on it. Yep.
Big.
And we are actually just barely west of Highway 58, right back over here.
1,500 feet maybe.
1,500 feet or so from 58 here. And if we stayed on this old road, which is the county line actually between Hamilton County and Meigs County, because that goes back to when this was the main road too.
Yeah.
How many miles are we from Blythe Ferry if we just kept going on the old
Probably
road?
10.
Is it 10 miles? Is
Probably
that far?
10.
So,
this is Meigs County where we're standing, and 50 foot over there is Hampton County. And that old road is the county line. And to make a bigger story out of it, James County went to the bridge, and there wasn't no Meigs County. Well, there wasn't Meigs County in Hampton, but James County went bankrupt. Bradley, Meigs, and Hampton divided it up.
Divided up. See, that's something I learned today too. I didn't know we used to have a James County.
Yeah.
But it was absorbed by the other three when they went bankrupt. A very interesting history. And lots of feet and lots of hooves and lots of wheels went down this road over the years.
Yeah, I was told, of course, when when the Yankees come through here, we'll call them, traveling, that you could find how they figured out where they traveled these old roads. They had carts, and they carried a bunch of square nails because they didn't make round nails.
Right.
And they'd nail the cart wheels together every 200 feet, and they'd be nails in them old roads.
Where they had to repair things.
And they said, you can still find them old nails, they ain't gone.
Yeah, I'd say that's right, square nails.
So that's how you can find out if the Army traveled these old roads 150 years ago.
Old school nails everywhere, yeah.
Because they didn't have nothing but square nails, and they had wooden wheel carts. It's not like the cowboy shows on TV. They was a little bit worse off than that. Yeah.
Well, it was very nice to get out here with you today, Mr. Stokes, and that's kind of one of the things about doing the Weekly Word. We've done it every week now for what, 5 years or so, and we get to meet a lot of new people just out doing this and having fun and doing history, and meet a lot of new friends that way. But there's a friend that sticketh closer to a brother too, Anthony, and his name's Jesus, and I hope you know him. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week on the Weekly Word.
You ever heard the story about all the Union soldiers in Cleveland?
Well,
Blue Springs Union come in and took over Cleveland.
I knew there was supposed to be several thousand camped at Blue Springs.
20,000.
Yeah, okay.
And they's down there in Blue Springs. They cut every tree down there for firewood.
Makes sense.
And the big trees, they cut them, put them on the train, stole them, took them back north.
Oh, okay.
And they left over there, and they come this way. And they took everything they could find, of course, as they came, because nobody wasn't sending them no food. They probably eat all the food out of Cleveland and had to leave.
Yeah.
But anyway, but they killed them. And they didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
But if you give them your bed clothes, your bed, everything you had,
yeah,
and left you standing there with nothing, no food, no canned food or nothing. And they went on at it, they wouldn't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
But people threw their canned food in the well.
Oh, yeah, to hide stuff, yeah.
Hide stuff because they know these coming.
Yeah, both sides robbed people, left them blind.
Oh, yeah.
Look here, that's probably the roses from back when somebody lived here.
Yeah, that's a rose bush. The old man that I bought this from, his son, he gave $2 an acre for it.
Oh, wow.
The old man I bought it from.
You gave him a little more than that, didn't you?
Well, I didn't buy it from the old man, I bought it from his son.
Yeah. $2 an acre. I'd like to have a bunch of that.
Yeah, yeah, he can give $2 an acre for it. He bought about 1,000 acres out here. And when of course he died, he had I don't know how many boys, they all got part of it, you know.
Who was that family?
Lonuses. And I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I don't come back here very often. There was an old grist mill in the 1800s on the back end of this creek.
Okay.
And they put a water flood boom up the creek, captured the water, turned the grist
Turn the
mill.
wheel, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was this a community back then with a name?
Well, it was George. As far as I know, it's been Georgetown forever.
Oh, it may have been where Georgetown kind of began then.
Well, it began in this area, but you know, I don't know whether it started out here at Georgetown where the post office and stuff is. I don't know where it started out there or what, but I bought one place up here, and nobody ever remembered a house being on it. And we cleaned it up. We found one old house that rotted down.
Oh, okay.
You know, and we got in. A friend of mine got in there with a metal detector, and he found a 1800 and something nickel.
Oh, okay.
That's all he found.
That's something.
Well, that shows the age, you know.
At least that old.
But they took that creek, and that creek is lined with rock, with narrow it down and make it, I guess, stronger. But they carried rock and lined that creek down through there.
That's not Gunstalker Creek, is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It goes all the way down to the Tennessee River. He just like to say, it's a pleasant place.